79 AD. The Roman Empire is at the height of its power and glory. People are living large in the heart of the Mediterranean, enjoying every luxury that life has to offer. The elite class of Rome is throwing massive parties. Across the bay from the Eternal City lies the prosperous Roman province of Campania. Here, wealthy Romans own grand estates with sprawling gardens, fountains, mosaics, and statues, and they fill their days with the pursuit of pleasure. In this corner of paradise, however, something wicked this way comes. Something that will wipe out the entire region in an instant. What happened here, and how did it preserve the city of Pompeii like a tasty morsel of history for us to enjoy today? Let's find out. This is the series. Number 24. Pompeii. The year is 79 AD, and you are one of the thousands of people who have made the pilgrimage across the Bay of Naples to see the great city of Pompeii. As you enter the city through the Porta Marina, you cannot help but feel a sense of awe. The streets are lined with shops, restaurants, and bars, and the air is filled with the sounds of merchants hawking their wares and the laughter of children at play. You make your way to the Forum, the center of public life in the city. Here you see senators and politicians arguing and debating, merchants buying and selling goods, and slaves waiting patiently to be sold. You also notice a group of young men gathered around a gladiator, listening intently as he tells stories of his battles in the arena. The men are so captivated by the gladiator's tales that they don't even notice you watching them. Gladiators were a popular form of entertainment in ancient Rome, and these professional fighters would battle each other to the death in front of crowds of spectators. The fights were brutal and bloody, and the crowds loved every minute of it. One of the most famous gladiators was Spartacus, who was said to be undefeated in combat. He was a slave who had been captured in Thrace and taken to Rome, where he was forced to fight as a gladiator. But Spartacus was no ordinary slave. He was strong and brave, and he soon became the most popular gladiator in Rome. However, Spartacus eventually grew tired of fighting, and he led a slave revolt against the Romans. The revolt was crushed and Spartacus was killed, but his legend lived on. You continue to explore the city and come across a small group of women bathing in a public bathhouse. They are laughing and joking around as they scrub each other's backs and wash their hair. One of the women notices you staring, and she playfully splashes you with water. In ancient Rome, bathing was a social event, and the public bathhouses were a popular place to meet friends and socialize. The women would cover themselves with oil and scrape it off to remove dirt and dead skin. Then they would wash themselves with cold water and slap themselves with a towel to stimulate blood circulation. The women would then cover themselves in perfume and be on their way. As you walk through the city, you can't help but notice the beautiful architecture everywhere around you. The buildings are made of stone or brick, and many of them have been decorated with frescoes, which are colorful paintings on wet plaster. Some of the houses have atriums, which are open courtyards in the center of the house, where a skylight lets in natural light. Many of the houses also have gardens, fountains, and statues, and they're filled with all kinds of luxury items from around the empire. In fact, some of the houses are so grand that they even have their own theaters and libraries. But not everyone in Pompeii is lucky enough to live in a house like this. There are also plenty of poor people living in the city, too, in small, cramped houses with dirt floors. These people often work as laborers, and they do the dirty work that keeps the city running. Despite the poverty, though, there is still a sense of community among the people of Pompeii. They come together to celebrate the Roman victories, and they support each other through the tough times. Life in Pompeii may not be perfect, but it is good. That is, until disaster strikes. It's August 24th, 79 AD. You are minding your own business in Pompeii, going about your daily routine. Maybe you are shopping for food at the market or taking a stroll through the gardens. Who knows? It's a typical day in the city. Then suddenly, the ground begins to shake. At first you think it's just a mild tremor, something that happens from time to time in this part of the world. But then the shaking becomes more intense, and you realize that something is wrong. People are screaming and running for the hills. You don't know what to do. You've never experienced an earthquake before. But then you remember hearing about a safe place to go in the city, a large amphitheater that was built into the side of a hill. So you run towards it, hoping that it will be a safe place to hide. As you make your way to the amphitheater, you can see that other people have had the same idea. The area in front of the structure is quickly filling up with people. Just as you reach the amphitheater, the earth shakes violently one last time, and then everything goes silent. People are injured, and some are dead. You can hear the screams of those who have lost loved ones and the sound of people crying and comforting each other. In the aftermath of the earthquake, people begin to emerge from their homes. They are dazed and confused, not really understanding what has happened. Many of them are injured and some are covered in dust from head to toe. Pompeii has never seen anything like this before. People don't know what to do or where to go. But as the day drags on, they begin to assess the damage. Houses are destroyed, shops are burned, and people are dead. The city of Pompeii has been decimated by the earthquake. But the people of Pompeii are a strong and resilient bunch. They quickly set about the task of rebuilding their city. They clear away the rubble and repair the damaged buildings. And within a few weeks, Pompeii is back on its feet. However, The people of Pompeii are about to experience something far worse than an earthquake. It is August 24th, 79 AD, and you are standing on the outskirts of Pompeii when you see something that you never expected to see. A massive cloud of smoke is billowing into the sky in the distance. At first you think it's just a small fire, something that can happen in any city from time to time. But as you watch, the smoke grows thicker and darker, and you realize that something is very wrong. You turn to run, hoping to escape whatever it is that's happening, but it's too late. Molten lava and pumice begin to rain down from the sky, covering the city of Pompeii in ash and pumice. People scream and run for the hills, but there is nowhere to hide. The entire city is being buried alive. What happened? Just a few miles away, Mount Vesuvius, a volcano that had been dormant for centuries, had woken up with a vengeance. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius was one of the largest in recorded history. It is estimated that over 100 billion cubic feet of material was ejected from the volcano during the eruption, which completely buried the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum. The eruption also triggered a tsunami which caused widespread destruction along the coast of Italy. It is said that only a few people survived the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, most of them slaves and poor people who were able to flee into the countryside. However, many others were not so lucky. They were either killed by the lava and pumice, or they died from the toxic gases that were released during the eruption. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius is one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history. It is estimated that over 2,000 people were killed. So how did Pompeii become a part of history? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. After the eruption, Pompeii was completely abandoned. Nobody wanted to live in a city that had been destroyed by a volcano. The city was slowly reclaimed by nature, and it was until the 18th century that archaeologists began to uncover the ruins of Pompeii. Today, Pompeii is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. People come from all over the globe to see the ruins of this once great city. And thanks to modern technology, we can actually take a virtual tour of Pompeii without ever leaving our homes. If you want to learn more about Pompeii, be sure to check out the additional resources. And with that, thanks for watching.